At the Capitol with Representative Mike Thompson. Mike, it's just been a fury around here. A lot of things happening for all of us in Oklahoma, but a few top priorities on your list. Start us off, man.
Absolutely. Well, as you know, for the last week, we've been going from about 9 a.m. to about 11 p.m., and tonight we're going to get out, I think, at 5 p.m. So it's the deadline week for both bodies of the legislature, so it's been extremely busy. One issue that you guys may be voting on here pretty soon will be term limits. Right now, the legislature and the governor is term limited, but other statewide elected officials are not. We passed a House joint resolution. It goes to the Senate. If the Senate passes it, it doesn't go to the governor. It goes directly to the ballot. So in November, we'd be looking at term limits for the offices like Attorney General, Auditor, Inspector, Labor Commissioner, all the other secondary statewide offices.
Let's talk about that just for a second. Those are the types of offices that, just being a layman, sometimes I think so many are appointed by the governor or appointed by different things, but they're actually elected officials, and why haven't they been term limited in the past?
Well, that's an interesting question. Obviously, they came after us in the legislature a while back, an initiative petition, which I think term limits are overall a good thing. And so now we have an opportunity with the secondary offices. They're voted on the same time as the governor, so non-presidential years. In many instances, they are appointed. If someone dies or vacates, the governor appoints and then is up for re-election immediately.
Okay, how will that benefit Oklahomans as a whole if these elected officials are term limited?
Well, I believe that public service isn't necessarily a career or a career in one place. We have had a problem in Oklahoma with people being entrenched within our government and kind of doing the same old good old boy network. Part of the reason why I ran for state office was to get rid of that good old boy network. So this provides other people opportunity to serve.
In talking about opportunities throughout Oklahoma, the economy, of course, Oklahoma has been great over the last couple of years when compared to what's going on all around us throughout the country. But some interesting legislation coming through on hydraulic fracturing. Is that what it's called?
Correct. That is correct. We passed a resolution just this last week asking the federal government not to put any type of regulations on hydraulic fracturing beyond what we have in the state of Oklahoma. We believe this is a state rights issue, but this hydraulic fracturing is used in a lot of what they call shale plays for natural gas, especially down in southeastern Oklahoma. And if the federal government starts sticking their hands in it, then it's going to make it more difficult for us to be able to drill and get natural gas, therefore hurting our economy, not only in Oklahoma, but putting what I think would be at risk for national security, because I think our energy is a national security issue.
Well, in talking about that, of course, you are the chairman of the Committee of Energy, or forgive my unofficial title, but that has been, for Oklahoma, always in our history and in our roots that we provide energy domestically for the entire country. How important is that then that this legislation comes through or this resolution comes through?
Well, not only would it affect gross production taxes, but also it's going to affect jobs. Quite frankly, whenever these drilling is occurring in rural Oklahoma, not only do you have people that are working on the rig, but you have people that are going out to the local restaurants, going to the local motels, going ahead and using the services of the small communities. So the ripple effect could be very tremendous.
So how would someone get involved? In fact, a lot of guys that I know around my community, the younger guys between 20 and 25, they're out on rigs, but they're home. I'm seeing their faces again. Yeah. And we don't want things that may affect their jobs in the long run coming to play. What do they do to become active to really help in pushing legislation like this through?
You know, if you want to contact your representative or senator, you go to okhouse.gov for the House representatives, oksenate.gov for members of the state senate, and then also contacting your member of Congress and your 2 U.S. senators wanting to be engaged on the federal level, because Oklahoma overall has been a very pro-energy state, pro-industry state, pro-royalty owner state, and surface owner state. But if the federal government starts meddling in these types of things and takes away our state's rights on these issues, then I think we're going to have a problem.
And the offices are always open for your comments. If you stay tuned right at the end of this video, you'll get a phone number as well that'll take you to a switchboard, and you can just tell them where you live, and they'll send you through to your legislator to be able to talk to somebody well informed about the issue you're concerned about. And talking about something that everybody's concerned about, what about taxes and this property tax thing going on?
Well, right now, especially in my district, District 100, we find that our property taxes go up about 5% each year. And obviously our salaries aren't going up 5% each year. You have retired seniors who are on fixed income, but their property taxes continue to increase. We had a very lively debate last night on a bill that I am a co-author of, which would reduce the amount of property taxes that could go up from 5% to 3%. Now, we're not cutting what is currently in place. We're stopping what the current growth. Okay. So we're not cutting taxes, and I think that this issue is a pro-senior and pro-family issue, because you're making sure that people are able to keep more of their money. But we're initially not cutting taxes. Obviously, there are a lot of groups out here that are strongly opposed to that and fighting that effort, and they fought us real hard on the House floor. I'm sure they're going to fight it real hard in the Senate, but we want to try to persevere on it. In being bivocational like you are,
Mike is a representative for all of us, but also you all year long work as a real estate agent, so you're an expert in this type of field. Is this something that came about through your conversations out in the field, or how did this type of legislation come about?
Well, first off, just whenever I pay my property taxes, it's a very strong point of contention. And then whenever I was knocking doors, whenever I first ran in 2004, I found that a lot of my constituency was having the same problem. They were very frustrated. We got seniors that I believe we should just cap it. Once you get 65, if it's your homestead, it should be capped. You don't pay any higher property taxes. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that bill is going to advance this year. So we're going to try to get it from 5 to 3%. But like I said, a lot of my constituents, their income's not going up 3% each year. Their homeowners insurance is going up each and every year. And so we have got to find some type of relief for them. And I think that this measure is an appropriate way to do it.
And again, trying to cap the property tax, call the phone number at the end of this video and become involved in changing our world for the better, our Oklahoma for the better. Representative Mike Thompson, thanks a lot, man. As always, helping to keep us informed.
Well, hey, I appreciate the opportunity, and thank you for all the great work you do in reaching out to our constituencies.
Thanks, man.
Hey, appreciate you.